You're listening to Storage Nerds Podcast, where we unravel the best-kept secret of the real estate investing world, the storage industry. Join the grassroots guru in self-storage, Stacy Rossetti, in insightful discussions about finding, funding, and running these spaces, allowing you to yield the highest returns possible. Get your foot in the door on self-storage and discover how to properly purchase facilities, negotiate with sellers, and close the deal without worries. Start unpacking that investment wisdom with Stacy right now.
All right, so I pulled up the Noonan Storage Google Drive folder. So hang on here. Let me share this with you. As you can see, we have like all of our Miss Lillian's self-storage, our Miss Lillian self-storage folder, and then inside it we have our Noonan folder. So I wanted to pull this up for you so you could take a look at like some pictures of it and just see what it looks like. And I'm going to go through, how did I find it? How did I fund it? And how do I run it? Okay, that's really what we're going to do today. And let me get rid of this. Let me see here. So this Miss Lillian's, okay, so let's do Google Maps. Now, remember, I've been doing this for like 5 years now. So the way that I found my early on facilities was a little bit different than kind of what everybody does now. But actually, the way that I found this storage facility is, all right, so I'm looking for Noonan, Georgia. And what I'm doing is I'm looking up Miss Lillian's. And let's see here. Okay, so now, when you look up Miss Lillian self-storage in Georgia here, right, you'll see where all of our facilities are. So this is where we are right here. So we're up in Jasper right now. We've got all these facilities kind of all over Jasper. I'm not sure. We could search and see where everything's at. But this one right here is this is Noonan. The reason I have so many facilities like kind of in this area, just to give you guys a background, is I used to live in Peachtree City, which is right here. Okay, we lived here for 10 years. So when I got started in self-storage investing, essentially we were just looking kind of in our area. And this was in back the first facility that we bought was in 2017. And which is actually this one right here. Okay, so Miss Lillian's up here, and so then we started to build what I call mini portfolio, and just kind of like within like 30 minutes to an hour we could just drive, right? So you could see that we used to live in this area, so to get up here was probably about 20 minutes. And each place after that is maybe like 30 minutes or something like this. Okay, so we have this portfolio. This is the one that's in Noonan. I found this facility by driving for storage. All right, so that's how I found it. So for everybody that wants to find facilities, I'm telling you, getting out and driving around and going into these little tiny towns right here, this is where you're going to find like the deals that are going to be like, good first time deals to purchase, unless you have like $1 million plus, and then you can get out and you can get into like, this would be considered, the secondary market of Atlanta. Right. And then I would say Noonan is actually considered a secondary market. Franklin, I would consider it like a tertiary market. Right. So the further you get out, then the more, the cheaper it is. Right. Now, 5 years ago, when we got into storage, everything was cheap. Right. Because like nobody wanted to buy anything. That was in 2017, like storage, like nobody wanted to buy storage. It was like because it's just one of those things that was just coming back, right? And just in the last like 3 years or so, people really wanted to buy storage facilities. When I started coaching, which was 3 years ago, okay? So that's why you can see I bought all these in a time, but that was a very, very good time to buy in like secondary markets, okay? It doesn't mean that's not a good time to buy now. It just means that you're just gonna have to pay more money or go further out. So in secondary markets, in primary markets, obviously it's like super expensive. And then when you get like further out, I would actually consider these two, and even Noonan, I would consider this a primary market. It really goes off of by population, whether or not it's a primary, secondary, or tertiary market. But, Noonan is really kind of like a suburb. It's like Peachtree City. It's a suburb of South Atlanta, right? So I would consider this really a primary market all the way through even McDonough. And then Griffin as well, too, I would consider a primary market. So primary market kind of comes out way, way down here now, okay? So you're going to have to go even further out to metro areas, okay? So if you can't afford that much money nowadays. Now, what I used to do is I used to just I used to drive around. Like I drove this whole area and I talked to every storage facility in this area. And that's how I bought all these storage facilities. We have one actually right down here as well too. So I was driving this whole area and just talking to owners. And that's how I got all these deals. Now, and so that's driving for storage. And I would just map out my day, and that's how I found the facility. Now, what you could do now is what I call virtual driving for storage, right? And you could just get into like Google Maps. And this is what my VAs do. All right. So they live in Philippines, so that they can't like drive for storage, right? So they just get into little tiny towns, just like this Thomaston town. Right. And they'll just get in and they'll look to see if they can find any like tall, like long, skinny buildings and say, oh, okay, here's a long, skinny building. Okay, no, that's a primary school. All right. And then they would say like, okay, here, let me see if I can find anything else here, and then they would just drive, you could just like virtually drive around and see if you found any facilities in the area. And then, try to talk to the owner, get a hold of the owners and talk to them, see if they could sell. This is exactly what my VAs do every single day of the week, just so you know. Now, what you could do here is you could do storage, just to give you an idea, Thomaston, Georgia. And you can see that there are a couple of them. There's like America's Attic. There's two. It looks like that was a conversion. And let's see what else. There's Super Secure. Here's a Super Secure. So here's what a storage facility looks like, right? So when you look above virtually, this is what it looks like. It's just a long, skinny building, right? And you can look and see like, here's Barnesville Mini Storage. Right. And then you could just contact them, click on it, and then just contact them. See, this is what the storage facility looks like. Right. Let's go look at storage facility. Right. And then you would just call them to see if they want to sell. So I would do is I click it on, and this one actually is a very good one to try to contact because there's no website here. Okay. So Barnesville Mini Storage. Okay, so this is basically, I would just call them up and say, hey, talk to the owner and say, hey, would you be interested in selling? Okay, that is exactly how we find storage facilities. That's exactly how we find every single storage facility. All right, so just wanted to point that out. Now, when we go back to Noonan, Georgia, okay, Miss Lillian's Noonan. Okay, so here it is. This is our facility. So I just wanted to show this to you. And the address. So now we found this facility. All right. We can see it's two long buildings and it looks like there's some like parking and stuff here. Okay. Which is what we have. And then the address of this facility is right here, 1210 Georgia. Let's see if I can copy this. And what I would do is go into Landglide and I would put this address in and just see if it comes up. Okay. All right, so this is the name of the address. This is the thing. So I use Landglide to get the information of the owner. Okay, and so as you can see, this storage facility comes up, and let me see. Let me go to see if I can click the satellite imagery. I like that one better. Okay, yeah. So now you can see like we got a lot of property here. You can get all up in here, and like you could you could cut some trees down and add units if you wanted in here as well too. All right, so there's a huge bit of property here. So I would come in and then I would look through and I would see, anything interesting about this. So we would see like, okay, the mailing address is here. It's Peachtree City, and then the descriptions is here, right? And then if you needed any more information, you could always click on the county link, and then the county, the information would come up from the county as well too. Okay. And that's here. And so you'd be able to see like any information about the property here. All right. So its value, here's the value in 96. It was built. All right. You can see what we bought it for, you know, what we sold it for, what it's valued at right now. Right. Okay. And it says, yeah, the current value, we're paying taxes on like, I guess $169,000 is what we're paying taxes on. Okay, and then what the assessments are each year and stuff, okay? Sketches. All right, so this is what you can see too. So typically what we do is we take this information and then we'll just put it right into the into the Google Drive folder so that we have all that information as well too. So we label it either by the address. Now it's labeled by what we own it, but like we label it by the name of the facility and the address, okay? So that I just wanted to show you kind of what my process is. So we found this facility here and we see that it's got like, you know, some acreage on it. We could, I don't know if we could cut these trees out and then add more units if we wanted to do that. We have not done that yet, but that's like what you could do, okay? Now you can go to Miss Lillian's, let's go to misslillians.com. All right. And then you could also see if they have a website. All right. Check to see if they have a website. We obviously have a website. And then you can, let's see here, get into Noonan here. There it is. See how big it is, what it looks like. Here's some pictures of the facility. This facility, let me see if I have any better pictures. I'm not sure. This is it or no? 2020? Oh, these are like older pictures. Let's see. I feel like we had some pictures done, but oh yeah, here, let's do new pictures right here. Yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like, just to give y'all a visual. Looks like a storage facility. This is all painted now. The front of it is all painted, so it doesn't look as bad. But look, now the way that way that it works in Noonan, just so everybody knows, is that you cannot build a metal building without having a concrete facade. Right, it's like the rule, right? So basically he built this, the owner built this facility in 96, and then they had to add this like weird facade. I don't know if, let me see if you can get it. Yeah, I see. So then it just like, it was probably nice when he did it in 96, but it just got all old looking and stuff. So we just came in and repainted it is what we did, okay? You can see it's all paved. There's a keypad right here. So you can, there's a keypad right here so you can come in and look, and a gate, it's a wireless gate. There's parking all over here. I think there's a total of like 15 spots or something, and it's all fenced in this way and then over here. Okay, so that's basically what it looks like. I was just going to see if I could find some better pictures. And we're typically full with this, with the parking. We're typically full. This is what it looks like. Yeah, so you can see the units and stuff. This is what it is, just to give you an idea. Okay, so it looked like a storage facility, all right, but we just have to put that facade on because that's just what the county wants. So that's there. And so let's try to pull up. I was going to get into try to pull up the dill analyzer, the new dill analyzer. Oh yeah, another thing I wanted to show y'all before we do that is I wanted to show you Radius. So we also get into Radius. If y'all are not using Radius Plus, please check it out. And what it does is it gives you just information about the property, right? And sometimes it's a tertiary market, and it doesn't, because what Radius does is pulls the information from the website. So if you don't, it doesn't. So the facility that you're looking, like the one that we saw in Thomaston, it does not have a website. So it wouldn't come up here. We can actually look and see here, but I wanted to show you. So this is ours right here, and it gives you a radius of 3 miles is what it does. Like how many storage facilities are within 3 miles? There's 2, all right, besides ours, right? So we don't really have a lot of competition. All right. Now in Noonan itself, like this is the Noonan area. There is a lot of storage facilities there. If we went 10 miles out, then you could see, the difference of where it works. There's nothing in there's nothing in Whitesburg. All right. And then up here in Carrollton, there's some more storage facilities. So you could see that. And then you can see what, you could see like what's being built, right, in these years, right? So anything older than like 2022, right? What does it look like? So you could see that, not really, honestly, a lot of storage from the last couple of years has been built in the Noonan area, right? And then if you wanted to see actually like which facilities are being planned right now, you can see that. So you can see this one's being built right here. And then these up here are being built, which are in the Fairburn area. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of that too. And which ones are under contract? This one is actually under construction. This one's actually being built right now. And then anything for expansion, there's no expansion being done. Non-active. All right, so you can kind of see that. So I just wanted to show you can come in and play around with Radius so you can see all the competition. You just put the address right in is what you do, but then you'll want to click on trade area, and then you can see like within a 3-mile radius kind of what's offered. Now this data is only till 2020, so if you wanted to get like 21 to 26, then you could upgrade and pay more money for that. But you can see here that the square foot per capita is 5.3, which is actually pretty good because typically you want to be under 8. But 8 square feet per capita. But you can see that there's not 87,386 non-climate controlled. That's these 3 right here or here. Okay. So let's see. Let's click on this one. Let's see. This is ours. So when you click on it, it comes up as well too. Let me get these out of the way so I can see. Yeah. So you could see our net rentable square foot is 5753. Right, it doesn't have any prices or anything. It's not even polling our prices or anything. Let's click this and see what happens. So this is ours. Yeah, you can see here's the storage facility. Here's our 2 buildings. There's 59 units in this building, in these 2 buildings. It doesn't account for RV parking at all. So Radius still doesn't account for that. But you can at least see kind of the information. A lot of times you can even get the owner information. So if you need to find out who the owner is, you could always find that out. But sometimes it doesn't come up. Like ours is not even coming up, right? So you could see that. And you could see here the rates if it pulls it up for competition, details, this kind of thing. So sometimes it'll pull it up, sometimes it won't. The more tertiary it is, the less information you're going to get. Okay. All right. And then I wanted to, let's see, we could pull up competitors here. Let's see what comes up. And this is just because it's pulling the information off of the website. Like if it has a website, then it will show up. And there may be competitors that are out around us that are not on the website, right? So you would have to get into Google Maps and really look around to see if you have any competitors that, that may not fall into what Radius Plus pulls. Because Radius Plus really just pulls that data right off of a website. If it's online, they'll find it. But if it's not online, they can't find it. Okay, just so you know. So you can see here's the Noonan self-storage is here, and they've got 5x10s, 10x10s, 10x15, and 10x20s, and this is the prices that they're pulling off of the website, right? And you could click on it if you wanted to. You can click on that, and it'll take you to the competitor as well too, so you can see that. Okay, but it's not coming up. But a lot of times you can come in and see all that, and then you could see kind of like over time, are they increasing their rates or not increasing their rates, right? So you can see. Like a 10x20 started out in 2017 at $80, right? And now is at like $140. So they've almost doubled their rates, which is about what we've done too. Doubled our rates in the last couple of years. Okay. So there's a lot of information that you can get off of Radius Plus is what I'm saying. So make sure you utilize that to the best, to what you need, because you will have to do competitive analysis on your properties that you're buying. So I just wanted to make sure I showed that to you, so at least you could have an idea of where you could find competitors at. I saw a question. Yes. Yeah. So replays, so somebody asked about replays. So replays are only available to students inside Coach Accountable. All right. So I do not give out replays for these Monday sessions. You have to show up live in order to get access to them. Okay. Any other questions, put it into the chat just so that I can answer those for you. Okay, good. And there's all kinds of other stuff here that you could play around with. Now, to use Radius Plus, it costs there's a credit, and I think a credit's like $20 or something. So it's kind of expensive to use this, and you only get 1 hour of time to use this. Okay, so I think it's around, I don't know if it's I think it's like $20 for an hour is what it is. Okay. Unless somebody knows the price. I can't remember, but if I remember correctly, because I just buy them in bulk. I just buy a whole bunch of them, so I can't remember what the price is. But the thing is that if you come across a property in Radius, that's not in Radius Plus, you can add that facility. It'll take them maybe a week or two to check it, and then they'll add it into Radius Plus, and then they'll give you a credit. Okay, so I just want to make sure y'all know that, because a lot of tertiary properties are not in Radius Plus. So if you find out that they're not, let them know so they can add that for you. Okay, and they're so see, I have 8 credits, right? So I'm already at 45 minutes. So, or maybe I have 45 minutes left. I'm not sure if that's at 45 minutes because I started this right at 6. Okay, so right about 6 o'clock. So that's good. So then it kind of gives you your amount of time that you have left as well. So I just wanted to show you all that so you could play around with it. I wonder what Alert Manager is. Let's see. Oh, you can be alerted, I guess, for certain things, maybe if prices. Let's go. I never saw that before. So maybe they just added that. I'm not sure. Maybe they can alert you for certain things. So we should probably set that up and get an alert. Okay, that's good to know. All right, I can get into the deal analyzer. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. This is not my typical computer. So let me see if I can find the new deal analyzer somewhere. Actually, Ariellen, let me see. No, I think, do you have access to the deal analyzer? Let me see if you do. I'm not sure. I wonder if I could get that emailed to me. Hang on, I'm going to email it to me. That's what I'm going to do. So hang on just 1 second. Let me figure this out. All right, let me pull up storage as well too, so y'all could see this. And I want to show you kind of what it looks like. So now you've seen NewNet, all right? And so how did we run the deal analysis on this? How did we see if it was a good deal or not? Want to make sure we got all this correct. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to get into storage with y'all so y'all can see what it looks. This is what we use. We use storage. And I wanted to get in and show y'all. Okay, yeah, so this is what it looks like, all right? I wanted to give y'all just an update. So it shows you how many leads come into the system. It shows you how many tenants we have and also how long they stay, right? So we have 11 that have stayed for 2 years plus, 5 for 1 to 2 years, and then 11 for 6 to 12 months. And then 5 for 3 to 6 months, and 9 for 1 to 3 months, okay? And we're 64% occupied, which I'm sure, yeah, this is 18 units are vacant, which I think it's probably some of the RV spaces are included too, but we can look into that. And then past due is 27%, right? So it gives you kind of a synopsis of what your facility looks like. And then it gives you also some activity, this is what it's looking like: unit activity, lead activity. Here's some leads that are coming in. They've reserved some spots through the online, reservation center. It kind of shows you this. And then also it shows you maintenance, right? So we scheduled on B7 some maintenance. We scheduled on A8 cleaning, right? So they come in and you can see they've scheduled some maintenance and things through here. And then this is all this is when, I guess this is some delinquencies. I'm not sure, people that haven't paid. And it also shows you your activity on the phone, who you've talked to. It records the voice, the calls and stuff, so you can see, so we can listen to our phone people and how they are on the phone and stuff like that. So you see, it shows you all this. I guess you could I don't ever get into storage, honestly, but then you could make this into a widget. But on the left, I just wanted to show you as well too. You could see the leads, the tenants, the units, the billing, right? So whoever's late, you could click on this and see, oh gosh, all these people are late, right? And it shows you okay, these people are late, overdue, and how do we get a hold of them and talk to them and this kind of stuff. So you could see, right, it comes in. Everybody's always late because everybody's considered late as of the 1st for us. We consider everybody late as of the 1st. And I think we do overdue payments on, I think the 3rd or 4th, right? So we're kind of sticklers on this. And then as of the 14th, they have another charge, right? So you see they have a $25 charge for being late here. So everybody paid, all these $5 people paid. Yeah, so you get a $5 charge after a couple days is kind of how it works, so it kind of works that way. Once you're late as of this day, you get charged $5. And then once you're late as of this day, you get charged $25. So it kind of sets it up. Those are really those are called rules, and you can set any rule that you want, right? At all. I mean, in storage, anything that you want. And then let's see. I don't know if it shows anybody going to auction here. Let's see here. It doesn't show anybody going to auction lately, so we haven't really had any auctions processes or anything like that. People are typically late, and then once you get them to where you notify them of the auction process, they all just pay up. I mean, we rarely ever have any auctions. I think we've had I think we have a couple out of 1,000 tenants, because we do have about 1,000 tenants. We have a couple a month. But I just wanted to show you all kind of what storage looks like, so you have an idea, and how we run our facilities. We run them through storage, okay? And let me see. And also, these are all grayed out. Let's see what these are. Unrentable. So there's 6 units that are unrentable. This may include the RV parking as well too, okay? Just to give you an idea of what it looks like. This is what it is. Okay, all right. And then now we finally have the deal analyzer. So let's see. We got a couple of questions. So let me see if I miss any questions too. And then we're going to go over the deal analyzer. Is anyone seeing any of this? Am I what are you not seeing? Just make sure. Everybody should be able to see this, right? Okay, I just got out of storage. All right, so hopefully you guys can see everything. And then I'm going to pull up the deal analyzer and make sure everything works. All right, everybody should be seeing me, right? Just want to make sure in the chat. I can see that, but nothing before. Ariel, were you able to see everything? I'm not sure. Does anybody else be able to see anything or no? Just put in the chat yes or no, just to make sure. Okay, good. Jason's saying yes. So I think, Shawnee, I think it was you. Perfect. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, all right. So now we are in the deal analyzer. And so now let's just run the numbers on this property. And oh gosh, let's just stop share. So we're making, let's see. So let's run the numbers. Okay, so in the deal analyzer, this is what it looks like. This is what you need in yellow in order to run the numbers. The market cap rate, all right? And I don't know what the market cap rate is for Noonan. I would probably say it's probably at least a 6 cap, right? So remember we talked about primary, secondary, and tertiary markets, right? So this is going to be considered like a secondary market. So I would say 6 cap would be a good number for this to be run at. It could go as low as a 4 or 5 cap. I mean, but we'll say 6 for now. And typically it's like a 4 to 6% cap rate for a primary market, 6 to 8% for a secondary market, and 8+ for like a tertiary market. This is definitely considered a primary market, all right? Even though there was just a few facilities like within 3-mile radius, it's right next to Noonan, and it's in between like Noonan and Carrollton, and that would be considered like really primary market for the Atlanta area. Okay. And this is making, okay, so it's 69, I'm sorry, it's 59 units plus 15 parking spaces. All right. So we'll separate those out. So the 69 units, I don't know. I'm not sure what we're charging now, but I'm going to guess that they're all 10 by 10s, 69 10 by 10 units. And I think there's, 69 10 by 10 units. Let's just say it's $80. All right. So $80 times, let's see, $80 times, let me pull up my calculator here. 80 times 659 is 4720. Okay. It's 4720 if it was full, all right, times 12. Okay, so remember that's 56,640. So let's just put this here, 56,640. Okay, we'll just practice thinking about it and running the numbers. All right, it's 59 units. It's a total we saw of, how much square footage was it? I think Radius Plus said it was like 5,900. So I guess that sounds about right because it's 10 by 10. So let's do 5,900. This does not include the RV parking. The RV parking we're going to separate out. All right. You do not include RV parking in with your units because it's going to just decrease the value of the price per square foot. Because RV parking is typically like 15 to 20 cents a square foot. And like storage, the national average for storage is 88 cents a square foot right now. It's for a 10 by 10. So, remember I said $80 a square foot, but 88 cents a square foot is really like, is like where the national average is. Okay. So you don't want to put those two together because then it just decreases your average price. Okay. And then your vacancy. So we saw that we were like 64, 67% or whatever. So we can do the vacancy on that too. So if we were full, so we'll put, let's say 25% vacant. I'm not sure why it's 25%. Maybe he's doing something, maybe he's fixing stuff. I'm not sure, but we'll run the numbers. Let's say 30%. Now we have to come up with 30% of that number, right? So let's just do times 0.3, that's 16,000, so 17,000. So let's subtract 57,000 minus 17,000 is, what is that? That's 50,000, that's 40,000. So let's say we're making 40,000, okay? So that's looking good to me, all right? And so we're making $40,000. We should be making 52,000, right? If we were full. See, we're taking it from 30% full to 8% full, right? That's the two numbers right there. So that's the difference between these two columns. This is current as is, and this is like potential from taking it vacant to full. Okay. Now we need to figure out our competition, right? So what can we bring it up to? Remember I said we have to do a competitive analysis. So you're going to get into competition, right? This is how we do our competitive analysis. You can do however you want, but essentially we just list out all of our competitors and then we try to figure out like, okay, we're doing 10 by 10s only for this one. So what are other people charging 10 by 10s? All right. And this is where, this is basically where we list out all of our unit mix, right? So you can list out 5 by 10s, 10 by 10s, whatever it is, all the way down. And then what we do is we just keep track of whether or not it's outside access, inside access, climate control, whichever one you want, right? You could just put whatever you want here. Okay. And so we'll just say on this one, it's only just 10 by 10s, right? So if we take all these out, essentially we would just say like 10 by 10. All right. And then we would just say type of unit. And we would say like outside, let's see, climate control, outside access, whatever it is. And then, because this is it. And then we would do 100 square feet. And then we would do like 59 of these. Okay. So now these, we just have to delete. All right, so you can see that we've got 59 10 by 10s. It's 5,900 square feet. We're going to delete this one, and we're charging $80 for each one, right? So we should be making $47.20 a month But we are at 100% full. We should be making 47.20. Okay, now we have to figure out what the potential is. What does the competition do? So how do you figure out what the competition does? Well, you just like go into Radius, and we looked, right? So the competition is charging for this one right here. We're in competition. He's charging for 10 by 10s $89, right? And then Franklin, 24 Franklin is charging 105. All right. So we could take the average of these two, Noonan self-storage and Franklin, and say, okay, the 89 plus the 105 is divided by 2 is $97. So we should really be at $97 a square foot. All right. Now you can, however many competitors that you want, and you would just find them. And then you can use Radius, or you can go into Google Maps or whatever you want to do. Okay. And then, so we would go back to the sheet, and then we would say, okay, yeah, our competition is like Noonan self-storage, and it's this, and then we would have another one's Franklin self-storage. Okay. And then we saw that one of them was charging $89 and the other one was charging $105. So that comes out to $97 a square foot. That's our average. It's $97 and it's 80 cents a square foot. So then, you go back to your sheet and you go to your unit mix flow. Here it is. We should be at 97 cents a square foot. So we should be at 97 cents for the competition. So we're taking it from 81 cents to 97 cents. So then it kind of gives you your valuation. All right, we'll run the numbers on that here in just a second. But and what we're going to do is I just show you that we have, if there's any clean out CapEx that you need, how much is it going to cost to close this? You can just put whatever number that you want here. And then this is based on $1 million. We haven't changed that. The property taxes on this, and then the insurance, and this is all based on the financing inputs. So we bought this one, I think at 200 grand is what we bought this at. Okay, so we bought it at 200,000. All right, so now you can see the financing inputs look like, what the financing inputs look like. Okay, so you can see at 200,000, our cash on cash return is at 20%. And then we actually got a private loan. So we could change this to an interest-only loan, and we put 0% down, 10% interest, and it's a 5-year balloon. It's a 5-year loan. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Let me see. Our mortgage is $1,666. That's correct. All right, and we're at a cash-on-cash return at 293%. 293 cash on cash return by taking this loan out. All right. The owner finances we did not do. I will definitely be going owner financing once we get to one that we did owner finance. But in owner financing, essentially what we do, just so everybody knows, is we'll do like a 10, we'll do a 15 and a 20% down. And then this is when we make an owner finance offer. We'll do interest rates. If we do 10% down, we'll do 5% interest. 15%, we'll do 4.5% interest. And at 20%, we'll do 4% interest. Those are all fixed interest. It's a 10-year balloon amortized over 20 years, right? So you can see, even if we did get that, if we get any of those offers, you could see the cash on cash return would be at like 66 to 104%. Okay. So that's the deal analysis I wanted to show you, for now, at least. Now, what I wanted to show you too, this would be the offers that we sent out, because we bought it at 200 grand, but you can see that our cash on cash return was right at 10%. And we got it owner finance to be like super awesome. But and then here we got at the cash, and then this is once you increase the rates. If you can increase the rates, then you get to 97 cents, which we're slowly getting to this price. Then essentially your cash on cash return be 20. for if you paid cash to us. We did bank financing, but it'd be $293,000. Our income is our net income is about $2,000 a month. So we'll make $5,265 a month. Our operating expenses are about $1,600. Our NOI is $3622, and our mortgage minus our mortgage is $1,666, gives us $2,000 a month and $293 cash on cash return. The reason we have such high cash on cash return is because we don't put any money into the deal. All right. So we try not to put any money to the deal. We borrow money. The more money that you put into the deal, the less your cash on cash return is going to be, right? So, but as you can see, so now you can see the numbers. We bought it at $200,000. All right. It's valued at $338. Let me see if I can change. So this is if you paid cash, $338. $440 or $474. This is just by us getting it full. It's worth $575,000, $547,000. And once we get it to 97%, it's be worth $725,000. Okay. We take it from a 10% cap rate to a 21% cap rate. Let's just go look at the bank financing here. So the numbers really don't change on the bank financing at all. So you can see it's the same numbers. The debt to service ratio is a little bit low. We couldn't get a bank loan on it. So we just borrowed private money is what we did. We're taking it basically from a $200,000 purchase all the way to a $725,000 purchase. Okay. So that's our second deal in Newnan, Georgia. And there's definitely room to add on and do more stuff, but we haven't gotten there yet. And so that is that deal right there. So I wanted to show that to y'all and just give you an idea of getting out there, looking for deals, talking to owners, how we find them, how we fund them. We got it privately funded, right? And how we run those. And so this is something that I think is totally feasible for everybody that's listening. And so hopefully I inspired you to get out there and look for some deals and also learn how to raise money, because you can make the most money when you use somebody else's money, right? So you have to learn how to raise money as well too. Because really, if you only have so much money, it's only going to buy you so many properties, right? So you got to be able to raise money too. Okay. Yes, Jason, all of our facilities for Miss Lillian Self-Storage is on the Miss Lillian Self-Storage website. Y'all are more than welcome to take a look at it. We have not made Mission Storage yet. Mission Storage is our new brand that we're starting with the fund. And that's where we're going to be building more facilities buying more facilities through the funds. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the fund right now, do my pitch. Everybody's waiting. And if you're interested, you're more than welcome to listen. You can go to stacyrossetti.com/fund. And that's where I talk about the fund. Remember to hop on every Monday night. Next week, I'll do another deal. All right. Next week, I can't remember which one I bought next, but I'll figure out which one I bought next. And we'll run the numbers on that as well, too. All right. And see, Daryl's asking the 797 flash sale. Yes, exactly right. So we're doing a flash sale for the course right now. That's typically it's 1997, but every once in a while we'll run the sale for 797. So I think that's what Daryl's talking about. So it's the same exact course. Now you're going to get the new deal analyzer. Give me a couple weeks to add the new deal. We have a deal analyzer there, but it's an older deal analyzer, and we're going to be updating the new deal analyzer here in the next couple of weeks as well too. So, but you don't need the deal analyzer right now. What you need to do is watching the videos and learning and like soaking all the material in. That's what you need to be doing. Okay. And then once you get to the point where you need the deal analyzer, then you'll have our version 2 being added to that. So we're over the course of the next 2 months, as I'm here in Georgia in my studio, I'm going to make some more videos to add to the course as well too, because I want to update some stuff and things like that. So everybody that owns the course will already get that, and then everybody that wants to buy it, you'll have that available to you. We're going to have that available to you in the next couple of months, anyways. Okay, so I'm working on that. That's a project. Okay, let's see what else. Yes, Daryl, definitely. The doors to Storage Nerds open on August 28th. August 28th, you will make sure you get on my wait list, because then you will get access to my calendar. And then I only have my calendar open for 6 days. And in those 6 days, I talk to as many people as I possibly can, and typically 150 to 200 people. And then I accept like 20 to 25 people into the coaching program. And we'll go through a series of assessment and questions to see if you're a good fit. And then you can join the coaching program, and I'll be there to hold your hand as well too. That is opening up on August 28th. I only open my doors up 3 times a year for 6 days, each of those sessions. So if you want to talk to me during that time, you have to get on the wait list. Okay. The coaching program is like ongoing. It's a month-to-month coach. You could either you could buy what's called legacy membership, and you could be in there forever, or you could do like month-to-month and just pay month-to-month. I think that's good for now. I got to jump off and go to the pitch. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know like Lillian came in, and then I was like all screwed. The whole day was all screwed up. So I appreciate y'all being patient with me. But I'll definitely be better prepared for next Monday. Okay.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Storage Nerds. Hope this informative conversation inspired you to go out there and jump into this highly profitable business venture that people rarely talk about. Get more tips on storage space investing at www.stacyrossetti.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and leave a rating. Together, let's build that thriving passive income one storage space at a time. Until next time.